Okay, so it's time for my summary of my experience at the South Coast GT. First of all, I can't say enough good things about the South Coast Grand Tournament. It was run by Dan Heelan of Heelan Hammer. You should go check out his podcast if you haven't. Just type in Heelan Hammer into Google. And it's the biggest tournament of the year. There were 160 people, and I have to say it went ridiculously smoothly. They were very well organised. The round started and ended on time. The draws went up promptly. Any rules queries were dealt with swiftly and fairly. And overall, yeah, for such a big field, I thought it seemed to run, without a hitch. But of course, behind the scenes, it was probably a nightmare for them. So it was in Portsmouth, in a big hall. I think a part of a college hall that they rented out. Because of the number of tables, each player was had to bring 4 pieces of scenery. And there was a prize for whoever bought the best themed pieces of scenery to go with their army, which I thought was a nice touch. And you'd think that's a bit awkward, but to be honest with you, gathering up a few bits of scenery, if you have a gaming table at home or if you play it all with friends, is really easy. I mean, I had James and John come round the night before. I'm based in Brighton, so our plan was to drive there every day. Drive there on the Saturday, come back on the Saturday night, go there on the Sunday, come back on the Sunday night, and we just cobbled some stuff together. Really easily, some forest, hills, you name it, painted up some barricades, it was fine. The South Coast GT comp pack is quite widely used on the UK scene, fairly relaxed comp. It just takes away the edge of a few nasty bits and bobs, just your usual things, a maximum 450 points or 40 models unit cap. You get if you're eligible for lookout service, the big spells, you only take 1 wound, and a few. You can only generate 2 extra power dice per. Oh no, you can only use 12 power dice per magic phase. If you watch any other battle reports from tournaments in the UK, you'll probably be used to that kind of comp by now. Lots of lovely armies on show. All the ones I played against were really nicely painted and modelled, and some of the ones on the top tables and the ones who are up for best painted were amazing. Hopefully, just flashing before your eyes at the moment, just a few picks from the tournament, and I should have included a few from a Cathay-themed Lizardman army, which I thought was absolutely amazing. A kind of Oriental Japanese themed Lizardman army, which was just absolutely amazing. So yeah, the organisation was brilliant. The nice touch that I thought was on both days, instead of it being just a big buffet style, help yourself buffet style thing, it was there was a cafeteria there, and there was an actual, we had the Warhammer menu, but you could actually pick what you wanted, and what you got was, with your player pack, you got your 2 vouchers for the amount that Dan had set aside for each gamer to have, and then that way, if you wanted more, you could have more, pay for more, but that was as much as you got with your tournament pack. And to be honest with you, I think it was £3.50. With that, you got your burger, your chips, your drink, and probably your cookie or something like that, which was just what you wanted. A nice hot meal both days was a really nice touch. And yeah, the social side, the Friday night was buzzing. We weren't able to go on the Friday night, well, mainly because we were trying to be a bit cheap and stay at mine. But we were just following the Twitter feeds, and it looked like it was really fun. So if you do have the chance to go there, try and make sure you stay in Portsmouth or nearby on the Friday night as well, because there's a really good gaming scene. Apparently the Saturday night, not as much, but the Friday night definitely was buzzing. And speaking of if you get the opportunity to go, the only issue there is with this tournament is, because it's so popular, even with 160 spaces, is that the day the tickets went on sale at 7 o'clock. Now, little point of interest, I'm a teacher, and I happened to have a parent evening that evening. and my last meeting overran until 7:10. So I got to my computer in the office at 7:15, managed to get our 3 tickets, and I was still, I think, when it went up, the list of people actually got tickets went up. I was in like the last 10 people to get tickets. So I was in like 150, 151, 152nd out of 160 places, which was ridiculous. So keep an eye out on it. It's generally well advertised on TWF, well in advance, so that you have a good chance of being there with your PayPal ready to go. Just click send, and it's all good to go, really. What else can I say about it, really? Yeah, so the organisation, like the end of day 2, normally a lot of tournaments, there's a lot of faffing around and a big delay between dice down on turn 6 and prize givings and being able to go home. And now, if you're like me and you don't, or a lot of people there, a lot of people coming from up north, so they had a long drive back. For me, fortunately, it was only about an hour and a half, but when you're working the next day, you don't want to be hanging around till 8:30 in the hall waiting for your results, which can be the case in some tournaments. But no, Dan and his colleagues, Russ Field was the rules judge and generally the front man for it, whilst Dan did some more admin stuff. They got it sorted. The prize giving was prompt. They got it on time. Everyone chipped in, helping tidy away the tables and the scenery and just tidying the place up. Just a really, really nice sense of community and everyone chipping in. And then we got it all going and sorted. So my final standings was, after the horrendous game I had in Game 6, I plummeted down to 70th, which is annoying. Especially the competitive side of me. I mean, it's I don't begrudge. I think it was Rob Farmer got top Wood Elf, with, funny enough, a Forest Dragon and a Eternal Guard star list, which was surprising. A very combat orientated Wood Elf list, which the rest of us, myself, Tom Richards, and Mark Borland, who's the UK #1 ranked Wood Elf player, we were very surprised at that. But he got some good matchups and played well, and thoroughly deserved his top Wood Elf place. And the way it turned out is I came 70th, Tom came 72nd, and Mark came 74th. So that's regular Wood Elf players we're round about that mid-table, over a big field, big 2-day event. I didn't get ogres once, even though there were, I think, 21 ogre players, or ogre wagon as they call it, at this tournament. Which was slightly disappointing. I don't mind the ogre matchup. They have cannons, but my big things have ward saves. They have Mournfang. I have tree men. I can shoot off their base unit, so it's not a big deal for me. I would have liked to see if I could have got it. But the funny thing was, on the Sunday lunchtime, you should have seen some pictures. All the ogre players brought their Mournfang onto one table, and we took a picture. 100-odd Mournfang. It was silly, just silly, but a really nice little picture, kind of Polenal Fields charge kind of scene, but in the Warhammer world. The other nice touch is that the Bane Beast and Bane Ancient guys from Maelstrom came down on the Sunday and set up a little stall, so you could take a break in between your games and go spend your money and buy some new shiny toys. Again, check out the Maelstrom website. If the Bane Beast and Bane Legions range are really, really good. If you're wondering where my big Stompy Tree Man is from, that's from them. Can't recommend them enough. Really good quality cast. I also have one of their Hell Pit Abominations, and if you can get it when they're doing a promotion or at a tournament, just really, really worth it. So overall, can't say enough good things. The little extra touches like that were brilliant, really well run, without a hitch. I had 5 great games against 6 great opponents, I have to say. I'll bitch about my last game, but that was just the list matchup, nothing to do with Craig, who was a great guy to play against. He didn't let my face put him down. We had some banter about it afterwards. It was fine. He ended up 13th. But Craig Namvar, I name you Nemesis. That is twice now you have 20-0'd me at tournaments, and I will get my revenge at some point. So anyway, guys, thank you for listening to this, my first series of reports. A bit rough and ready, I know, but they will get better, and I will be putting up a preview video for my upcoming tournament, which will be Call to War in a week, and I'll try and get that up shortly. Cheers.